Overwatch, Apex Season 2, energized by HOT6, Round Robin. Today's matchup, LW Blue, Lunatic High.
Welcome back to Overwatch Apex Season 2 with Doa and Monte Cristo, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Aggro Bowl. That's right. It's LW Blue taking on Lunatic High, and you will not find two more divier, aggressive, crazy, bloodthirsty teams in all of Korea.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of these teams have really specialized in a lot of dive compositions. We've seen so much Genji and Tracer out of Lunatic High, and similarly with the Winston out of LW Blue. We do have to clear up some stuff that's been happening here in Korea a little bit first, though, because both of these teams have sort of been rocked by scandals recently.
It could also be called the Scandal Bowl,
Scandal Bowl, yes.
And there's that, yeah. But basically, obviously, Luxury Watch Blue having some issues with a couple of their players, making some not-so-friendly comments online that were kind of found about.
Well, mostly being associated with certain websites that are viewed very negatively here in Korea.
It's a complicated issue.
It's a very complicated issue. You guys could read up more about it.
And on the other side, you have Lunatic High that have lost Dean and Taejun, who have since retired, actually, from the team. They're just gone now. They were originally benched. Now they have retired for having sort of illicit interactions with fans. So,
which you can read about on Invent Global if you guys are curious. There are statements. Yeah, know some of the details on that one. Well, it's unfortunate. We won't get into it here, but that does mean that we did see these two teams compete against each other in the finals of IEM Gyeonggi, which is LW Red, but it was this exact same roster of players, did end up winning. But we have seen the changes from Lunatic High, of course. Now we're going to see Who Are You, who's their new DPS player. And it also means that Eska will be back in the lineup tonight as the second DPS player because Taejun has retired.
Well, here's the thing about Lunatic High, is that honestly, I think when you look at this permanent roster, I guess you could call it, when it's coming in, Who Are You had a fantastic debut. He's an incredibly good Genji player. Yeah. Zunba works with this team so well already, so no worries there, even though Dean was their main Reinhardt player. It all, to me, comes down to Eska, right? Eska, we've been hearing is been having a little bit of a struggle lately, kind of performing in the game. So now he needs to step it up. I think if Eska can play like the Eska that we kind of knew from the World Cup from last season, then Lunatic High is going to be in great shape. If he can't, then they're going to have a little bit of a tough time in this match against Luxury Watch Blue.
Yeah, and it's interesting, too, because when we saw both of these teams playing these very dive-heavy compositions, that was before the patch. And now the patch is hit, and we've seen a lot of teams sort of go back to not running Reinhardt. We saw, the Winston being the main tank in our last series of games, and that really does fit in very nicely with the wheelhouse of Lunatic High. Like, this is a great patch for them because you look and say, okay, well, Miro's probably the best Winston player in the world. Zunba is probably a top 3 Zarya player, and that synergizes so well with great backline dive. And when you can run that successfully, you're going to be in a really good situation if you're Lunatic High.
Yeah, they really should have a comp to make things work. And if you look over on the other side, on Luxury Watch Blue's side, they did take out Misfits 3-1 in their debut here in the league. And this is another very dive-heavy, very aggressive team, and they've got such an insanely good DPS combo in Flower and Sebyolbi that, these two teams, like, to me, they're looking like the best teams in Korea right now. So to see them play against each other is a rare treat, and I think it's a bit tough to call, who's going to win this one.
Again, this depending on how things shake out, this could well be a preview of our finals for this season. So
it's possible.
This Group B is just so insanely difficult. Misfits and Africa Red in there as well. That every game is going to be very impactful in this group because even one game win, one map win could really separate somebody and send them to the playoffs.
Yeah, and speaking of that kind of thing, Lunatic High already in a great position because they 3-0'd Africa Red. And that was probably one of the closest 3-0s we've ever seen, but it does get you ahead in the game score, like you mentioned, which is a big deal. Well, there is none other than LW Blue on your screen right now. Sebyolbi the awesome DPS player. He did play more Roadhog than anything last map, so we'll see if he swaps things up now that the patch is back in a big DPS-favored meta.
Absolutely. Of course, Flower, formerly known as Nanohana.
Formerly known as Flower.
Formerly known as Flower, that's right. For you guys who missed that, Flower was his name, his ID back in his Quake days, so he decided to go back to that older ID, which had more of a history for him.
Yeah, and speaking of history, Luna on your screen there was a pro League of Legends player for a while in Korea before he switched over to Overwatch.
Had to play on Samsung.
Yep.
As a support player,
That's
unsurprisingly. Right. So kept his role, changed games.
There you go. So, if you look at these guys, they are really good at aggression. They're very successful with it, but oftentimes that leads them to kind of overcommit defensively at things, and they do tend to overextend once in a while too. So if I'm Lunatic, I'm going to be looking at trying to make those guys do just that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of mind games I think that are going to be going on tonight, considering both teams love these dive compositions. It's going to be a lot about target selection. Maybe somebody's going to try and play something a little bit more defensive, catch out people as they dive in.
That's right. So that's all about Luxury Watch Blue. You know, I think a team a lot of people would call probably the best team in Korea right now. Not by a huge margin. There's certainly arguments to be made for this team right here on your screen, Lunatic High. And Neska is back. This guy was a great hit scan player. He's been around the Korean scene since pretty much the very beginning. It's good to see him back again. You know, we have to see if he can perform.
Absolutely. And who are you? Really a strong debut.
I'm Noah.
Who are you? Yeah.
We've been casting them for years, Monty. I think you know by now. I'm hurt. Hurt bad.
Well, that's not going to get confusing at all, is it?
Well, who are you is their new DPS player. There you go. This guy is a master on Genji. Actually, you and I were hanging out with Fnatic yesterday, and in their opinion, some of their players' opinions, he's actually better than HOT6, because we were talking about how HOT6 looked even better in that last match, and they're like, well, who are you, man? Nobody is as accurate with projectile DPS. Who are you? No! Why do the Korean players do this to us? First there was Cox, and I said nothing. Well, I said Cox a lot. And then there was who are you? And now I don't know who my co-caster is anymore. He doesn't know who I am.
We're just confused.
This is going to be a tough season, man. Teams named Red and Blue all over the place. There's Zinba, just a fantastic addition to this team. Great Zarya player, fits in so well with these guys, and now reunited with his World Cup buddies too.
It's really fun to watch, and I really think that actually, some of the roster changes and retirements that occurred in the long run may benefit Lunatic High more than hurt them.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of confusion about switching roles. Ryu Jae-hong, who is a top tier Ana player, swapping onto different roles, and Dean taking on the Ana from time to time as Jae-hong was playing the diva. Yeah. It was sort of awkward, and I think not the best use of their players' talent.
It was super awkward, and to see Jae-hong not play Ana just hurt me.
Sad.
It made my soul cry. Hurt my bloodthirsty sports soul so bad because he is so good. But things are right once again, and overall, I mean, yeah, losing Dean and Taejin, it may hurt this team perhaps in the morale department, but honestly, again, if Eska can perform, I think this team comes out better for it.
Yeah, again, in the long run, it hasn't, obviously, they've probably had a lot of their practice affected by what has been happening in the past couple of weeks, so
Certainly.
They may be a little bit rusty today. We'll see what kind of shape they're in.
That's right. And control map, of course, for set one. We'll see which one it's going to be at Ilios last round. And it's going to be none other than the map known as control map, known as it is one of the four on the left, Oasis. Okay, so the newest control map in Overwatch finally revealed.
Well, we're never going to see Nepal or Lijiang Tower this season, I
Apparently
guess.
not.
It's all Ilios and all Oasis, but I like seeing Oasis. It is.
I like it too.
We're seeing, the first few games of the meta sort of evolve.
Oh, Miro
on the newest map, and
oh, who are you?
Miro looks very pleased with himself right now.
He always does. He always has the Miro smirk. I call it Miro face. This little self-confident smirk where it's like, yeah. It's going to be Winston and jump on everybody.
He's adorable.
Yeah. He may have to pull a little bit more of the Reinhardt duty now that Dean is off the roster permanently. It's going to be an interesting best of 5 as we get into Oasis and see who takes the early lead. MVP played last match. Lunatic High versus LW Blue. Let's get in the game. Welcome to the Oasis. Apparently there's a big desert around the city, I guess.
It's in Iraq, yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Set in Iraq.
I did not know that.
Yeah, the city is
Sweet.
an Iraqi city. Cool.
I would love to go there someday and check out like ancient Babylonian architecture and things like that. A lot of cool history that I hope I get to see someday.
Absolutely.
Well, right now we're going to see some cool action from Lunatic High, LW Blue, and interesting, we might see Flower actually run that Pharah. I mean, they might change things up, but
I think they are going to mix it up a little bit. So we'll be actually potentially Jaehong on the Mercy to start things out, which would be quite unusual for him.
It's a bit surprising. But we have seen more Mercy run lately in general. It looks like they are going to actually stick with it. Okay, cool. So going to go ahead and use that to try to keep the diving Genji, the diving Winston stuff alive, and then just have that res when the team fight may kind of go bad with Flower. Already on top of everyone. Nice kill onto Jaehong. He hunted that Mercy down so well. Good start for LW Blue.
Absolutely merciless now.
Yeah, they are. They're merciless because of the merciless Flower. Wow, it's a sentence I never thought I'd say.
That is some great shooting there with the Pharah to start things off. Now, it looks like both teams are going to be running that Mercy. Of course, you know, big sense with the Pharah, but Sabiel will be cleaning up the bottom of the point here, so LW Blue taking that initial capture. But, you know, with so much verticality at this point on Oasis that it does make a little bit of sense here to have that Mercy because you have that mobility to go up, down, make sure that those heals are coming through, even though Lunatic High is not running a Pharah themselves.
Yeah. All right. And so Jaehong, of course, didn't get a chance to build at all. Oh, no. And Flower hunting that Mercy down again. Oh, and he's in trouble, man. He's kind of on his own. There's a barrage. He might just go ahead and use it. Yeah, why not? There's 2 with it. He gets 3 in the end as Miro jumps down from on top. And LW Blue just crushing Lunatic High so far in City Center.
Well, part of this, Doa, is that Lunatic High doesn't really have anything. Wow, nice. That was a great self-destruct. Not sure how that one was set up.
I guess that works. Sure. Why not?
But they don't really have anything to deal with that Pharah right now. Who are you on the Genji struggling at least to deal with it? We have seen certain Genji players like HOT6 using that center pavilion to actually attack Pharah in mid-air, but not going to happen so far. And point on the verge of flipping.
Perhaps.
Nope. Primal Rage going to make sure that doesn't go anywhere.
I guess not, yeah.
The next few seconds.
Well, Toby with a couple bloodthirsty support kills on the Lucio, and LW Blue being slowly picked apart here. Lunatic High does flip the point. They're going to get the control percent building.
So they have to reset right now as Lunatic High going to play aggressively forward towards the spawn, see if they can get anything. But Mako going to chuck himself off the ledge, and LW Blue will just wait for a second before returning to the attack.
That's right.
They've got quite a few ults coming up.
Yeah, Gambler does have the Resurrection as well.
Yeah, Lunatic High looking really good in terms of their ult economy. So, this is promising to go pretty back and forth here, be a close match.
Yeah, Who Are You pulls out the Dragon Blade. Sound barriers on both sides, goes after the Ana again. Gambler very, very low. Can he survive? Looks like he will for now. Jaehong, though, the Mercy that did not make it out. And Who Are You? We can see him using that center pavilion until he dies anyway, as a good way to sort of zone out those flying heroes.
Yeah, not the best use of that Dragon Blade, though. You really would like to get a lot more value out of that. Fortunately, there are plenty of ults coming up on the side of Lunatic High. Double self-destruct on top of the
Let's
pavilion.
just self-destruct together. Self-destructing solidarity. That was the name of my punk band's first album in high school.
The solidarity of self-destruct.
There you go. Self-destructing solidarity. Oh, Flower nearly has that barrage again. There it is, right about now. Wow, picks Zumba out of the air. Flower's just been insanely good on this Pharah so far.
Top-tier DPS player. And Sabiel still on the hunt around the perimeter, trying to see if they can pull this one back. Is going to pick up onto Toby, and they will recapture the point.
All right, a little bit behind, but they can catch up pretty quickly probably. Flower just busting down the Ryan shoot. Nice, picks Miro out of the air. Man, this is some of the best Pharah play I've seen in a while. This is
beautiful.
Really fun to watch.
Again, though, he doesn't have any pressure, right? So this is an easy composition to play Pharah against. And Lunatic High, they basically don't have any ults incoming besides that pulse bomb anytime soon. So LW Blue should be able to pretty easily finish out point number one here.
That's a Dilby. Drops a pulse bomb, takes out Miro. Wow, looked dangerous for a moment, but he made it work, and Lunatic High kind of routed at this point. Trying to get back on the point, seeing if they can swap things over, but Flower did get 2 or 3 with his barrage there.
Problem
One
is,
health.
yeah, Gambler just going to use that res right away, make sure they can just close out this point. Should be easy. Lunatic High going down.
Oh, Meko getting the revenge of the mini diva there. And overtime ticking away. Miro back on the point for just a moment, but he's not going to last. And that should be City Center going over to LW Blue. And what a start for those guys. You know, we saw HOT6 on Runaway able to handle the Pharah with the Genji, but who are you just not able to do it apparently?
Well, I think also you have to give some credit to Flowers' positioning. He was probably intentionally staying away from that center pavilion so that he was not actually going to put himself in as much of a risky position and have a repeat of what HOT6 was showing how to do with the Genji against the Pharah. But man, that first map was a little rough from Lunatic High because they waited a long time. They committed to that Genji, didn't swap over into heroes that were actually going to be able to take out the Pharah. And that's a bit of a surprise because we know Eska's a great McCree player, and he's going to be on McCree right now, at least showing it for the moment. And they didn't get a lot of value out of the Dragon Blade.
Who are you?
Who are you? The towel?
We do see some players play with towels over their mice or their keyboards from time to time.
Yes, some players do have sweaty hands, so it does help make sure that you don't wreck your equipment or
make a finger slip at a crucial juncture. Oh, Flower back in the fair again. Who can blame him? A little bit tougher point to run it on. It's a little bit more open. You can get picked out of the air by the Ana sometimes. But if you kill the Ana, that prevents it from happening. Does have to take a break there as he backs away. Who are you on the Genji, looking for some more targets? Pop that reflect and go after Sabiolbi perhaps. Yep, gets a kill into Sabiolbi. Not a bad start here for Lunatic High. They will start to claim the point early on.
Eska's just going off.
Yeah, Eska gets one on McCree already, gets a couple. Gambler does go down. Oh, but he loses the duel to Luna. Ouch.
Yeah, it does lose the duel to Luna, but the meantime, his team is actually going ahead and picking up that point. So it does zone him off enough to start the percent rolling for Lunatic High. And Flower is committing to this Pharah for a little bit longer.
Yep.
Eska will be respawning back here quite soon.
Well, Miro lost his shield very, very quick, and he is the one who has to take up the Reinhardt reins now that Dean is gone. There's a nice pin after the Earth Shatter rather. Mirror making his presence felt really on this Reinhardt, gets another one. And who says Lunatic High was going to be in trouble without Dean? Look at this guy. Oh, nice hook. Prevents a pin, but not the hammer from smacking him down.
A little bit of a last-ditch effort there. Wasn't the best. Earth Shatter only caught the enemy Zarya, but it was enough. Mako on the Diva now, and Flower's going to be swapping onto the McCree as Luxury Watch Blue tries to get a few percent right here, realizing that they have been read a little bit. I do wonder why Lunatic High didn't try this a little bit sooner on point number one, but that is a huge boop that just happened.
Dude, I want to go back and see a replay of that because that was the moment that all Lucio's dream of.
I know. We need to see a replay because I love big boops, and I cannot lie, Noah.
Hey, my other casters can't deny. Yeah. Yep.
You do get sprung off the map.
That's true. Yep. No doubt. I feel a song coming up. A rap. Oh, all right. Sunbear coming down. Eska with the Deadeye, looking for a couple here. Oh, takes on Mako, waits for them to come out of that suit. So there we go. Eska got one.
Yeah, Lunatic High looking for the 100-0 right here. Or not panning out as well on this map, and Miro picks up one with a Fire Strike, swinging away. Still has that Earth Shatter, and I don't think they're going to be getting back onto this point anytime soon.
It's the best I've seen Miro look on that Reinhardt ever.
Yeah, it's true. He has struggled on it previously.
Yeah, he's looked a lot better on this point here. If he can keep this up, they got no concerns at all. There's the end of the Diva suit as Miro gets the pin. And for such a good Winston, it's really amazing to see him do this on Reinhardt. Now Flower comes in. Gotta watch out though. Yep. Looks like he's got it. Miro does go down. Flower gets 3 in the end. Putting that nano boost to good work.
Wow, they were so distracted. So the idea there from Lunatic High was they were just trying to control the choke point and kill that Diva and the Reinhardt as fast as possible. But Flower takes the long route around with the Deadeye, and everybody's occupied, manages to pick up a couple.
A Graviton Surge. Luna manages to avoid it, but can't avoid the right click. Zumba getting another kill on that favorite Zarya. Goodbye. Hello. Miro just takes a dive in there, comes right back up again. Not Miro, rather.
Mako. But yeah, this is going to be a little bit tough, I think, to move forward for them. They're still able to control that point. Zumba just holding on with the late use of that ultimate, and that'll be it.
Now, they blocked Janus's Earth Shatter in the end, and there was really nothing else that LW Blue could do, and so we are all tied up here on Oasis. This first match is great already.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
So I really like what we saw from Lunatic High. Like I said, maybe a little bit slow within the map itself, but between points, they did adapt. They did try and get something that was going to shut down the Pharah, and were successful in doing so.
Yep. Worked out well. So now we go to Gardens and see who takes map number 1. And it's going to be a close one. Eska really coming alive on that McCree last map, and Miro showing us that he can absolutely play the Reinhardt.
Interesting. Lunatic High going to be going with the same composition that they showed us on the first point, and same thing with LW Blue, really. So very similar styles of play. Everybody joins the fray right here around the fountain, and here comes Flower once again trying to deal with Jaehong.
Wow, and he gets him again. The accuracy with this Pharah has just been insane, man. So many mid-air direct hits. So good.
Yeah, he's got all the time in the world, though.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody can actually deal very much damage to him. So, question is, will Lunatic High try and switch this up, or are they going to commit to it even still? And
it's a good start for LW Blue.
Yeah, it's a very good start.
Yeah. Looks like they'll be able to claim the point first as soon as they clean out the last stragglers. And there it is. Now they've got that high ground, and with the pharmacy comp, you can really kind of hold that and make it very, very tough for the team to come in through those rather narrow corridors on this map. You might have to take the low ground if you're LW Blue, and Sabiolbi just waiting.
Lurking right now, but Eska's sticking on this Tracer, interestingly.
Oh,
okay.
Wow. Hello. Rocket to the face.
Well, that's doorway spam. Sometimes goes your way.
Sure does.
And now, going to try and clean up the rest of this. Great repositioning we've seen from Flower so far with the concussive blast, and Lunatic High has to reset.
Man,
that early pick on Eska was absolutely crucial. That bought them so much time.
It certainly did. 33 control percent built up so far for LW Blue, and you notice how Flower is doing a couple different things here. He's using his E to reposition, but he's also using it to push people into position to get easier direct hits.
Yeah.
So kind of a balance of those two skills with Flower is really something that separates the good ones from the great ones, or the pros and not pros.
Barrage is up now. Same with the Pulse Bomb. Self-destruct is the only thing they've got to work with on the side of Lunatic High, and they're going to dedicate the Diva just to trying to block it, but there's nobody there for the actual block of the barrage at that point.
Our sound barrier really saved him. Who Are You was going in there with the Dragon Blade, and the sound barrier kept Flower alive for the moment. He got taken out in the end by the self-destruct, but got the job done. Lunatic High still unable to claim that point, and it's up to near 80 control percent already for LW Blue.
I mean, that was just perfect time, right? So he watches as Zunba comes up to him in the Diva, waits for his charge, his speed boost to be on cooldown, and then once he's dropped, no chance of the barrage being blocked. They set up the combo, Luna there with the sound barrier, and that's it. So great timing, great playing around of the cooldowns from Lunatic High, and Eska finally on this McCree, but it's probably too late. Yeah,
I mean, he gets just nailed by Sabiolbi as he comes in. That is not going to work out. Sabiolbi a little bit low. Still has a ult to use if he wants to. And Flower just untouched almost completely in this map. Yeah, there we go. That should be about it. Sabiolbi, the ult kill onto the mech, and overtime will tick away, and LW Blue will take Oasis in the end. It was close, but dominating performances on the points they did win, mostly off the back of Flower's Pharah.
Yeah, but I just don't understand why we saw Lunatic High have the response of the McCree on the second point, but then they just committed over and over and over again to that Tracer.
Yeah.
The Pulse Bomb is not, without other ultimates, usually impactful enough to justify sticking onto it when you need something to deal with that Pharah immediately. And yes, Flower played the Pharah well, but at the same time, there was no pressure on him, and they forced him to switch off of it on the point that Lunatic High won. So I think that's really just poor decision-making from Lunatic High. I am quite confused as to why they were so insistent on running that same composition on points 1 and 3, and they lost them both.
Well, we'll see what they've got for the next map. They do get to choose what the hybrid map is going to be out of our available maps. But yeah, kind of an unwillingness to sort of adapt on the.
But they knew the answer. They had been successful. That's why it's damn confusing.
I mean, that's a confidence issue then, right? You know, that's them saying, you know, yeah, this may work, but we don't believe it will, and play the game for the Lucio.
All right,
yes.
by Big Boop.
breathing heavy. Support. So bloodthirsty. Oh, that's just dirty. Janus and Flower taking the dive there. And Toby, a rare spotlight on the support. Congratulations, Toby.
You only get a spotlight when you get flashy environmental kills.
That's right. It's the Overwatch way.
Or clutch sleep darts, I suppose.
Yeah, time to time. All right, Kings Row, Eichenwalde, and Hollywood are the choices. What's it going to be? Find out. Just a couple seconds. And it's going to be Kings Row, the choice from Lunatic High.
Saw a pretty fun strategy, double snipers. Wonder if we're going to see it again on attack here from whichever team is going to take that position first.
Yeah. Well, I am kind of curious to see Eska going forward, because when he swapped to the McCree, I feel like we got a glimpse of the Eska of old, right, man? He was just kind of rocking people on the university point on Oasis, but after that, I mean, the Tracer just didn't really seem to be working out for him at all.
Well, part of it was, you can't always expect. He did have a crucial death when he came through that door and got blasted by a rocket.
Sure.
So that's just sort of unlucky, right? But some of the other stuff, wasn't making terribly spectacular plays. And well, see if he can pick it up.
That's right. Time to get back in the game. Now we're going to Kings Row to see if Lunatic High can tie things up in this best of 5. Let's find out.
Get it.
And welcome to Kings Row. Where's that robot taking that little girl?
What's he showing her? What's in his hand? The floating orb? What's so great about that orb?
He's like, someday, my child, we will implant smaller versions of this in your brain, and you will be controlled by us.
It was only a matter of time, right?
That's right. The rise of the nanobots.
Wow, Mondada, not only did they not back him up, but everybody else just comes back to life in like 12 seconds. What
That's
happened
true.
Where's the Mondada respawn?
I mean, that's the thing. You sometimes you forget to back up your computer. Or your brain.
And you can't respawn your computer either, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, well, Janus back on the Reinhardt here, and looks like LW Blue running with a composition that they've been really preferring. Three tank and soldier has been their most used composition in their one match so far in Apex, and Sabi will be back onto the Roadhog.
Yep. And Eska on that Mei, and that's a hero that he played quite a bit of back when we saw him a few months ago. Wouldn't be surprised if he stays with it. We'll see.
Toby just with the initial Sonic Arrow here to scout things out, or Scatter Arrow, I guess, and now this one.
Yep. Why not? There we go. So here we go. Who are you on the Genji, of course? Again, Jalen needs to pick up that health pack. Looks like they're going to not waste any time. That wall blocking LW Blue just a little bit, separate the defense enough for Lunatic High to maybe start edging their way in here.
Eska dies really fast there. I'm not actually sure how he got picked off so rapidly by that soldier, considering his wealth of healing and also the ice block, so survival options.
You take a hit from a Helix rocket and a couple headshots, and you're going to be gone really fast. It's hard to react to something like that if you don't expect it. Ryu coming in now, throws up that reflect. Lunatic High dives onto the point. They found the sleeping soldier. Ooh, wow.
Just cut his throat on the ground.
He never woke up. That was a real ninja move from Who Are You right there. Whoa. Taking it to the extreme, man.
Yeah, normally you could just see Genji like bouncing around like an idiot. He's a pretty terrible ninja, but that one, get him while they sleep.
No kidding. Oh. It's harsh, but Lunatic High, good position on the point right now. They're going to give Zimba the nano boost, and he's going to put it to good use. There's a kill on the Gambler. Nano boost on the other side, not going to work out too much as Mako tries to make something happen, but they're trapped in the Graviton Surge, and that's going to be an easy point A take for Lunatic High. Great start on Kings Row.
Both of his Zarya's getting the nano boosts there, but LW Blue, they're still going to have their Graviton Surge for this first defense, so they have one ultimate to hurl at Lunatic High, waiting for everybody to group up right now. Flower going to be switching over to the Mei for the Streets phase, trying to use these winding corridors to get some more crowd control off, and Eska getting really close to that Blizzard.
Yeah. That's going to be good timing for him, too, if they can use that to possibly win a big team fight and just take the Streets phase really fast. We'll see. Mako coming in from behind with that Graviton Surge. And looks like he's going to try to make something happen with it. I believe, yeah, Toby did get the sound barrier off in time. Uryu comes in. Whoa, and just destroys people. That's what we're talking about. This guy is known for being an incredible Genji, and pull off a great combo right there. Good capitalizing on Eska, setting things up with that Blizzard.
Yeah, really it was the wall, though. So the wall and the Blizzard nullified Mako's Graviton Surge. So even though we got it down in the backlines, the rest of his team was already crowd controlled and cut off. So not only could they not move back there to get the close range damage, but they couldn't shoot past the wall either. Line of sight was lost, and it means a big team fight win and basically move all the way to the end of point 2.
LW's Blue trying for a last-ditch effort defense here on point B, but Miro hit with the Earth Shatter. Sabiolbi coming in with the kill onto Eska. LW Blue pushing forward. Looks like they've got the defense for now. Nice wall from Flower, splitting up Lunatic High. They have to proceed very carefully, and now they have to back away. They lost Jaehong. It's going to be tough to keep pushing this now.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be good, but the hook lands, and that's going to pick up that initial kill. But Who Are You manages to sneak kill Luna somewhere in the back line.
Yeah.
Be really helpful when they set up right now. Miro respawning, and Zunba, he is lurking up top right now, trying to find that location to throw down that Graviton.
All right. Were you coming in on the side?
No, he's going to go in the front, so not going to try something sneaky right now, just doing it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, I want to build up a bit extra charge with that shield, I guess. Flower got the Blizzard, hops on the ice block to use it. LW Blue trying desperately to win this fight. They've got enough already that this should be a pretty easy one, yeah. So totally cleaning out Lunatic High.
That's a pretty big mistake from Lunatic High. They threw out a couple of really important ults right there.
Yeah.
Zunba dropped his, Who Are You dropped his. He's actually going to switch to Pharah right now because he knows that the Roadhog is the only thing that's going to slow him down. But the problem is Lunatic High was not doing a good job of keeping track of the Blizzard. They hadn't seen it, so they should have been very aware, but they sort of just get all charged in and sort of wasted. You got to be able to draw that ultimate out. So pretty big comm mistake there from Lunatic High.
Eska does have the Blizzard, so they have a little bit to work with as they try to finish off point B here. Mako, though, again, with that Graviton Surge. It's a good defensive ult. They're going to drop the Blizzard. Lunatic High trying to make this work. There's the Earth Shatter coming in. Dennis with the kill onto Toby. Not a good start for Lunatic High there. Oh, they're going to lose Eska as well. This push looks pretty stuffed. Lunatic High got a couple kills themselves, but doesn't look like they're going to be able to make this push happen. Zunba kind of on his own now, and he's going to eventually go down. Actually, whoa, how in the world did they turn that one around in the end?
Yeah,
the fight got split up a bit.
It did, and Who Are You? There's nobody to kill him. So even though it was a great initial pick, so when the Blizzard goes down, the Reinhardt charges out and managed to pick up the kill onto Toby, which looked like it was going to be going well, but again, no threat onto the Pharah. He's going to swap back right now. Flower has moved to McCree, so this is the response to that.
Okay. Takai with about 2:30 to work with here. Nano Boost comes in onto Janus as LW Blue pushes forward. Who Are You has to back away. And that's smart. Just wait out the Nano Boost. Be patient. Lunatic High showing some pretty good coordination right now. Oh, but the hook comes in. Nice shield. I think he survived it because of that in the end. Sabiolbi now with the sound barrier. Lunatic High continues to keep pushing. There's a Graviton Surge. Where's the follow-up? They managed to take out Gambler. Hook onto Zunba. He's got a little bit extra durability with the Nano Boost, but he's not going to be able to survive all the pressure from LW Blue. That said, though, here comes Who Are You getting more kills.
Yeah, that was a great grenade from Jaehong. Really helped Who Are You clean up that back line. No healing possible going to be coming in from Luna. Still looking for that poke.
That was a hook that Sabiolbi really needed to land, too.
Yeah. Jaehong's back around the side. Some extra damage down, and W safely just pulling back to the point. Luna with already another Nano Boost.
Miro with that
Electric Cowboy.
Wow, and that Electric Cowboy is going to dream of Electric Sheep as he's going to take a nap. Who Are You coming down with the Dragon Blade now, though? Takes out Gambler immediately, looking for a bit more, but he's pushed back with the whole hog. Uh-oh.
Oh, he missed the shots.
Wow, Flower taken down. Who Are You getting the right crouch at the right time, but now the Graviton Surge coming in for LW Blue, but they've only got 2 people left. They can't capitalize on this, and Lunatic High pushing forward. They've got it. 3 points for Lunatic High. What a colossal play by Who Are You at the end there.
How many times have we seen Jae-hong hit the exact right sleep dart.
Yeah.
But the entire team played around that so well. So they hear the high noon, they get the Mei wall up, and the sleep dart hits him. Everybody was on point to shut that one down. And at the end, like, Flower needed to hit those shots on the Genji after the reflect, missed both shots, died in the duel, and that was it.
Yeah.
Lunatic High looked like they were struggling to push all the way through, but they managed to make it.
Well, it seems like what we're seeing is they're struggling just a little bit adjusting to this roster. You know, it was a very recent change, of course, with Dean and Taejun, especially with Dean coming out, Eska having to come back in maybe before he's totally ready. But despite the kind of awkward moments, you can tell the coordination is there. And once this team starts kind of like firing on all cylinders, I suppose, for lack of a better term, they're going to be pretty hard to stop.
And we have a PC issue pause.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy. Like,
Sebyolbi.
Yeah, Sebyolbi there at the end.
It's a politically correct issue. Everyone's being very polite, maybe perhaps a bit overly polite as far as solving this problem.
That's probably good considering the teams that are involved today.
I was going to say, yeah. Well, maybe this is...
actually, you know, they did have a PC issue
I know,
recently.
that's right. This is describing the situation in general.
LW Blue, the PC issue.
Wow, how appropriate is that? Let's pause to consider their PC issue. It looks like they're going to actually have to swap out the PC, I guess. All right, then. Well, that means we'll be chatting for a couple minutes, Monte Cristo.
That's my favorite thing to do, Noah.
Yeah? Is
Yes.
it? I know you were very excited today because I revealed to you that James Cameron has finished writing Avatars 2 through 5, and he's ready to start shooting.
I mean, he couldn't even really write Avatar 1. He basically, like...
He was saving all his original ideas for these next 4 films.
I mean, he basically, like, watched Dances with Wolves, and he's like, what if this was Aliens?
Hey.
Except with worse villains.
Ferngully did it.
Dude, the villain in Avatar is basically just like a hilarious
I-
cartoon character.
I love the villain in Avatar. He's awesome, though.
He's not awesome.
He is so cool. He
He's
really
terrible.
is. No, he's great because he's like such an action-packed villain, right? He's like, the
terrible.
ship's like exploding. I better get in a mech and jump down. He's great.
What
That's
happened?
awesome.
What happened to James Cameron? He used to be so cool. Remember when he did Aliens, and that was a really good movie?
Aliens was a fantastic movie.
And then he made Avatar.
It had aliens in it, too. Different aliens. I don't know.
That movie was so terrible.
It wasn't terrible.
It was terrible.
It was not terrible.
writing is so
It was
bad.
average.
The writing is so bad in that movie.
I
Holy moly.
can't defend it a lot, but I'm kind of curious about what he's going to. Aren't you curious?
No.
He's curious.
I'm not
He's
at all.
Deep down, Monte Cristo's very curious about the Avatar sequels. I can tell you that.
No, you know me. Once I give up on something, I just commit to giving up on it. It would take extraordinary reviews for me to actually go see those movies.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Extraordinary.
I'll put it this way though. If you had to make a choice, what would you rather watch? Avatar sequel or the Beauty and the Beast remake?
I guess
Come on.
I'd rather watch the Avatar
I
sequel.
thought so. I thought so.
Damn it.
See, there's a situation where you would watch the Avatar sequel.
There is.
Yep.
I admit it.
We found it. I'm
if-
glad we worked through that together.
If I was held at gunpoint and given the choices, actually, I might just die.
I think it's a pretty easy choice. Watch the Avatar sequel. I mean, we've already seen Beauty and the Beast was a very good animated film back in the 90s. Did it really need to be made again with real people?
I don't think it did.
I don't think so either.
I don't really want to watch Emma Watson sing.
I don't want to watch.
I watched Emma Stone sing recently, and it didn't turn out well for me.
So you're just not a big fan of Emma's singing right
yeah,
now.
no Emma's singing in my movie, Stella. I've
very-
decided that Emmas can't sing.
That's a very specific rule to have for your films.
Well, I mean, it's working so far.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
They keep singing in films anyway. I don't think it's working very well at all right now, actually.
And I did watch Emma Stone sing, so
Yeah.
I guess I was the big loser there.
did.
But I've learned my lessons about Emma singing.
You know what I learned from La La Land?
What?
That Hollywood really likes Hollywood.
Oh, God, that movie
Hollywood
was so
loves
disappointing.
Hollywood, man.
Why was that movie even a musical? Like, it stopped being a musical, like, halfway through. And even the songs that were in there, they chose actors that are bad at singing. Like, first off, Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling are great at acting, but, man, that duet was painful.
Well, you know, when Ryan Gosling got in a car, I'm like, oh, now it's going to get good. I know what happens when Ryan Gosling gets in cars. It's action-packed.
No.
Then he got right out and started singing again. I'm like, no, why are you doing that?
It also made me extra.
Not the kind of drive I was hoping to see.
It also made me extra offended because, you know, his character is supposed to be this great jazz aficionado, and then the music was just terrible in the movie. I'm like,
well,
you are supposed to be, you know.
Just because you really like jazz doesn't mean you're good at it.
Well, he's good at playing the piano. I mean,
well, there you go.
His character was.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That movie is horribly overrated.
It was super bad. When a movie starts out with a song and dance number about a traffic jam.
I bet how great LA is.
All right, well, let's watch a highlight then, because we just can't take any more of this Emma's singing. And there it is. This is how Lunatic High took point A. Just a really good Maywall, funneling people in for a Graviton Surge. And there we go. Here's Who Are You? About to go nuts on the Genji.
Going nuts confirmed. But man,
yes.
Esco was really the hero of that fight because he forced LW Blue just to waste their Graviton Surge. You know, they got so much more value out of their ults.
You know Who Are You is singing during that attack? It's like, City of Throwing Stars. That's what Genji. Yeah.
I'd rather watch that, frankly.
Yep. I don't know what you would call that movie.
It would be
Overwatch Land.
less odious than watching Los Angeles, you know, crow about itself.
Yeah. Do Electric Cowboys dream of electric sheep?
Also, I'm not even going to talk about this. It's especially offensive because LA's a terrible city.
Wow. Oh, man. It's a pretty big city. All parts of it? Every single part?
It's all
look
bad.
at this. Just ducking out of there. Man. Cowboy versus Ninja. Epic battle. And it's been going the Ninja's way more often than not lately, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the Cowboy just accidentally shoots himself in the face when fighting the Ninja. Always disappointing. What is with game developers and making terrible ninjas? Like, Genji is also just a bad ninja. He's not sneaky. He's literally jumping around where everybody can see him in midair.
No. I'm going to have to disagree with you on this one. I mean, yes, he can be very flashy, but...
Why does he need to yell? Wait. Why does he need to yell when he takes his sword out?
How are people going to know he's taking his sword out there? Listen to this, though. If we compare prominent game ninjas, so you've got Shen, you've got Genji. Genji's a million times better because Shen never makes an attempt to hide. Genji can be sneaky, right? And he moves quickly and he disorients people like a ninja should do, right? Shen literally just walks around with a giant glowing sword and yells a lot. I mean, come on.
Can we have a game developer make a ninja that doesn't yell or scream when they're ulting? I'd really appreciate that.
I'm trying to think of one now. It's hard. It's surprisingly hard. Wow.
It's like, my most deadly attack is now coming!
Look out! I don't know. No. There really aren't any, are there?
No. This is awful.
Yeah. Even like if you go way back to like Shinobi or something, I mean, you're just walking along. That was a side-scroller.
Yeah, Ninja Gaiden, not such a sneaky ninja
that
either.
Too, yeah. Huh. Yeah,
I want a real ninja video game.
Well, you know, there have been some good sneaking games.
Yes, but not ones with ninjas.
Not ones with ninjas, it's true. Not that we know of. I don't know. Maybe there's a console game out there.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
You know, we don't really play a lot of console games.
I just miss Thief 2. That's what I miss.
That was a great sneaking game. One of the best, man. Absolutely.
Then they went ahead and made Thief 3 and made me sad.
Yeah. Well, Sibiolbi looks like he's got a computer that's on again, so that's a good sign.
He's moving his mouse.
Yep.
We'll assume that means that he has a PC that is functional.
We hope so. Why is the A big in DX Racer? I never got that. You know, why is that the letter they chose to make huge?
I don't know. It's not like the A looks like a seat or anything.
It's like maybe if you're like sitting in it and you suddenly go very fast, like DX Racer. I don't know. Not quite sure.
It is in the middle. You know, there are three letters on either side of it, so it does make things nice and symmetrical.
As a former graphic designer, I do somewhat question the typography of the DX Racer logo. I'm sorry. I think they're very comfortable chairs.
Well, there goes your DX Racer sponsorship, Noah.
Well, such is life. C'est la vie. Yep. Well, I'm ready to get back in the game. Yeah,
Me
get out
too.
of the booth. Let those guys play.
Yeah,
Move
everybody
it.
out.
Move it. Monte Cristo and Doe want to watch some Overwatch.
I was really enjoying this series before PC issue.
That's right. Well, we've angered Hollywood and the entire city of Los Angeles.
I always look to
Racer.
defend vast swaths of people.
Pauses are really opportunities for us to create thousands of enemies.
That's right. I'm just learning from America's president, man.
That's
it was effective for him. It must also be effective for me.
Well, you're 2 peas in a pod. you and Mr. Trump. Well, I think it's time to get back in the game. I think it was Kings Row, if I remember right. Yeah, we're on Kings Row. There we go. All right, well, 3 points. Of course, I never forgot. I'm joking, guys. Lunatic High, 3 points in their push. It was impressive stuff. Let's see if LW Blue can do it. Get a little bit more time in the time bank. 1:16 remaining for Lunatic High.
That's right. So, we'll see what they're going to pull out on defense. Will be, it's like Eska back on the Soldier, or on the Soldier I should say, for the first time in this series, and pretty standard stuff here. Who are you really committing to this Genji? He did play Soldier in their first match, but
which way should I go? Oh no! I thought Zimbu was just pondering which direction he needed to go to defend, but it's worse than that.
He's just marveling at the fact that there are now FPSs where you can see your feet.
Yeah, that's true. There are a lot of FPSs where you just look down and it's nothing.
Yeah.
Like I have 2 arms, and I know if I look at a mirror, I've got feet.
All right, so now we have now we have an audio issue.
Audio issue again, but not with us. You can hear us just fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fortunately for you.
Lucky you.
Or you could hear me complain about movies.
You know, if you look at Lunatic High's logo too, it's kind of got the H and the L sort of backwards.
Hey, I don't know what's going on with that.
Hi, Lunatic. And they spell High the way that the LoL player spells his name High.
I don't know where the name comes from.
I mean, maybe they just think High from Cloud9 is a lunatic.
No, this team has actually been around for like a decade, so they existed before High.
Oh, well, maybe
they were a Counter-Strike team originally.
Interesting.
I
totally knew that.
One of the best Counter-Strike teams in Korea in like 1.6.
Oh, I'll pretend I was unaware of that and act surprised. Who am I? Goodness gracious. Yeah. You gotta move the box, man. Don't clutter the statue. Think of Mandata and his memory, or his memory banks that never got transferred to anything else. Gambler gonna take some shots.
All right, this may be the double sniper setup again. We'll see if he's gonna swap off. Gonna deal some damage to the shield, but that's it.
All right,
he's going to make
back to Lucio for you.
A switch. So
that was his audition to move off of the support role, and he failed.
Back
to Lucio.
Everybody was like, all right, if you kill somebody, you don't have to play Lucio anymore.
That's right.
He's like, oh.
Please. Oh, well. Over you on the defensive Genji right now. Eska, of course, on that Soldier 76, something we saw him play quite a bit of. Oh, wow. Nice kill onto J-Home there. Flower hits him with a lot of damage from that scatter arrow. Gambler finishing him off. It's too late, man. You needed the kills with Widowmaker.
Looking for those picks. They managed to get the first one. Goodbye, Eska.
Wow.
Shield goes down. And
the picks have been exactly what they needed. And now, who are you? Very, very low. And he's going to get taken out. Luna on the Zenyatta, too, able to apply some damage, make the kills a little bit easier to get.
Yeah, even last season, when we didn't see a whole lot of Zenyatta, Luna was always one of the players to pull it out.
Yeah.
So, as a bit of a specialty, Flower gets too far in front of his team and dies in a duel with Jae-Hong, who is definitely the most bloodthirsty Ana we have in Apex.
It's embarrassing, but it doesn't really affect things too much, as the payload takes a little while to come out from point A here.
The one thing maybe you could have gotten is that you could have pushed out more if you were LW Blue and made some space, so the defense wouldn't quite be so strong on this choke point. But
he's got his ult.
And now they're going to be stalled out right in the gateway. And
see, look, sneaky ninja.
Yeah.
Here we go. They're going to throw the fire strike through. Wow, just a big push coming in. Oh, they got to stay on the payload there, man. Yeah. Just need somebody to push the payload.
Oops. Well, that was a really awkward attempt at an engage.
Yeah, that didn't work out. Lunatic High just falling back and then responding with their own push here. And that payload is pretty stalled out.
I just don't understand what Lunatic High really thought they were going to be doing there, because there was only 60% of an ult charge, so the Dragon Blade wasn't going to be coming through. And because LW Blue just committed to one flank and marched forward, able to pick up quite a few kills right off the bat.
That said, though, whoa, that just hurts, man. That's where Eska goes stupid scatter arrow.
Damn you, RNG.
LW Blue, though, putting together a strong push. I mean, they weren't deterred at all by losing that fight. Now the Transcendence coming in, trying to save Lunatic High as much as they can, or trying to save LW Blue, rather, using both defensive ults.
Wow, that was such good chaining of the defensive ults. Transcendence immediately into the sound barrier right there, completely nullifying the Dragon Blade.
Wow, Flower just going crazy on this. Hanzo now, scatter arrow. He's like, I don't even need to aim, man. Just end it somewhere near their feet. There we go. And LW Blue takes an easy point B. If I'm Lunatic High, I'm getting a little bit worried at this point, because if they complete it now, they're going to have a lot of time left on the time bank.
Yeah, pick composition working out really well for LW Blue. They've opened up. Look at that. Flower gets another scatter arrow kill onto Jayhawk.
Man.
They're always on the back foot here, and that means that because they've been a man down basically at all times, Lunatic High has really had to overcommit to using ults just to stall out the payload, even when they have an ult advantage.
All right, Lunatic High coming in now, going for the charge, swinging away with that Reinhardt. Zumba getting the kills, and here's the fight finally that they were looking for. They finally take down LW Blue. Full team wipe. And a bit of time to regroup, but they had to use every ult they had to pull that off.
Yeah, and LW Blue starting to creep up towards some very impactful ults at the moment. Gambler, that sound barrier, will have it most likely quite a bit before Toby. And again, that Zarya and Hanzo combo can really just tip the scales for a short push like what's needed to finish out this map. So
that's right.
LW Blue should really just be patient here.
All right, it's high noon. See if Eska can pick up anything with this. Flower does get Zumba, though. Good start for LW Blue. No kills from the Deadeye.
But you see, LW Blue is playing this really smart. The Deadeye was not at the right time because LW Blue didn't want to go in right there anyway. They were still waiting for the ults, and here we go.
All right, wow. Dragon Strike through the middle. Flower trying to make plays, and here comes the Transcendence just to give LW Blue a little bit extra invincibility. Miro goes down to the scatter arrow, and that whole hog coming in. LW Blue, wow. Flower has been an absolute god on this Hanzo this game. Another one gets jailed with the Sonic Arrow even. Lunatic High getting the respawns, but Gambler actually booped off by Toby there. Lunatic High trying to come back now. Zumba actually making things work a little bit, but the kill's still coming in for LW Blue. Another pick. They're trading left and right, but Flower's still on the point for now. No, he goes down. Wow, what a brawl.
Jayhawk finishing him off with the grenade, and so close to him, but Toby actually had that crucial boop to finish off and make sure that they could reinforce onto the cart just in the nick of time. That was incredibly close. I mean, I do wonder, had they waited a little bit longer for Flower and Mako to combo, but Flower already, based on that performance, nearly has his Dragon Strike up again, so we'll have another shot.
Wow, Eska going for the picks with the defensive Widowmaker now. Seeing what he can do here as they move up. Mako does have that Graviton Surge. Doesn't have to worry about the Diva as he goes in the back lines looking for it. There it is.
Where's the Dragon Strike, though?
That's right, doesn't quite have it yet. The Earth Shatter comes in. Looks like they're not going to need it. Flower looking for a target on that scatter arrow, trying to find Eska on that Widowmaker in the back. The payload's not moving, though. They need to worry about who are you. Not anymore. Flower has the Dragon Strike, might just fire it off because he's solo health. Yeah, there it goes. The payload is moving. 158, and they're going to complete it a bit faster, slightly more time, about 40 seconds more on the time bank for LW Blue.
Yeah, it's still going to be difficult for either of these teams to cap that first point with under 2 minutes on both sides. Yeah. So we could be heading towards a draw scenario.
Quite possible.
It's going to have to be a very decisive initial push, and
yeah,
I think you like what we saw there from LW Blue just because they were so successful in immediately getting the necessary picks. The longer time on defense first. So Flower back onto the Mei. Super defensive composition here from LW Blue. Actually, Sabiel, we're going to switch it up, going for the McCree.
Okay. Interesting. Sabiel be now on the Reaper, actually.
Interesting that he wants to go for the Reaper right here. Now, LW Blue, they are going to be vulnerable to snipers or to a Pharah.
Yeah, I think LW Blue is expecting the dive, right? So he's got that Reaper ready for Miro's Winston. Gambler sneaking up, wants to listen for those footsteps, try to get a read on what Lunatic High is hiding in there.
Going to get some information. Yeah, this will be effective against the dive. which has been the bread and butter of Lunatic High this season. Eska on the Widowmaker, so they're going to go for an initial pick, and we'll see if he sticks to it or he's going to go for the Tracer.
No, nobody there to pick.
Oh,
he missed his grappling hook.
There we go.
That's a bit awkward. You want to go for that high-flying shot, though, to get above the Reinhardt shield. He didn't get that opportunity.
And Zumba is already dead somehow.
Wow, I am really curious about that, actually.
Looks like he ran into some traffic and probably killed himself with a right click.
Could have been, yeah. Either way, Lunatic High stalled out here. And they only have 45 seconds about remaining. 158 in the time bank again for LW Blue once it's their turn to attack.
Yeah, Eska on the Tracer now, so going for something a little bit more standard. But who are you switching to the Pharah? And this is the right read, right? You know the Mei's there, you know the Reaper's there. This is the hero you really want to be able to take this point with.
Well, who are you? Or Flower, rather, gets the Discord Orb for the moment, trying to back away, now going after Miro. Gets a kill onto Eska. Wow, just turns and nails him with the right click. Eska just has been a bad luck Tracer here all day so far.
Yeah, but
and
they
who are
can't
you?
do anything against this Pharah, though. That's the thing, is he can continue. Oh, save Yolby behind after the concussive blast. Right place, right time.
Yeah, no kidding. Coming in now as LW Blue pushes forward. 5 seconds left on the attack for Lunatic High. They got to get on the point right now. Miro trying to get in position. He's on the point. They need to win this fight. They do have LW Blue pushed back a little bit. It's a good position to start off with anyway. So Yolby a little bit trapped on that Reaper. About 1 tick on the control meter. Janus has that nano boost, but hasn't really gotten to use it all that much.
No, pushed back by the Winston, very crucially.
Yeah, Sound Barrier coming in for LW Blue as they really try to fight for their lives here. Defense, there's the Blizzard for Flower, gets it off right before he dies, but the kill's coming in for Lunatic High. They've got the Transcendence to survive it all now. Their own Sound Barrier as well. Eska again on that Tracer, and they are going to take point A in overtime. Remember, no more time for taking points in the time bank mode. They need to stick to that payload.
They absolutely do. And this is one of those scenarios, Doa, where if Flower had given up the point and saved his ultimate, maybe this wouldn't be going very far. It's a very tough decision to make because maybe that ultimate helps you prevent them from taking the point at all. But if you're already losing, having that Blizzard to zone people off the card in overtime can instantly end the game. But now they have a long, long way to go. There's no self-destruct to get them off the cart. There's no Blizzard. So this is actually probably going to be a pretty damn good push for Lunatic High. Now, they're coming up through upper halls. They're going to try and surprise them from behind.
Yeah, and they certainly are. Janus jumping down. Remember, they need to stay on the payload. Even off it for a second would be the end of the round. Zumba coming in. He's got that Graviton Surge. Fires it away. There's the big bang. Only one for Eska. We'll see if he can pick up more. Meanwhile, Sibyolbi gets quite a few with the Death Blossom. There goes Eska, and that's the end of the round. LW Blue able to keep Lunatic High from pushing it too far.
That was really smart from LW Blue. Like, coming in there, so through the long way, you don't expect all 6 players, and then splitting them up once they back off the cart, able to get those initial picks. So, wow, even without those ultimates, just because they try to flank and surprise their opponents, LW Blue able to get them off the cart pretty quickly. So, nicely done.
Well, certainly a tense moment now for LW Blue as they look at that area on the ground right now. That's how far they have to push the payload to get the win here on Kings Row. Go up 2-0 in this series.
Setting him back up on the point, so Lunatic High going to be back to triple tank and soldier. LW Blue, I have to imagine they're going to do the Hanzo Roadhog thing again. I think it's just too good to give up on right now. Gambler on that Widowmaker is going to look for that initial pick, but they may commit to it this time.
Could be.
Although it would be weird to have Gambler play it, considering Luna's typically the Ana player on this LW Blue roster, so you think he would be the better suited player if they were going to swap off.
All right, yeah, just going for the picks here. Sibyolbi, speaking of picks, on that Roadhog now. Oh, wow, does not land the hook, though. That was close. Thought that one was probably going to hit, but it didn't.
Yeah, no initial picks here yet. Jaehong is up top in the halls, getting the damage and some of the heals down.
Again, not a ton of time for LW Blue. They only had about 40 seconds more in the time bank. Large is watching his flank here.
Yeah, make sure nobody's going to be coming around that side, but they have been forced out.
Yep.
And away from the point right now, so LW Blue doing well for themselves. No kills coming through. Both teams just trying to reset and heal up.
Yeah, just a lot of poking as LW Blue finally just crawls their way onto the point here. Oh, and Who Are You did go down. I think that was a pick from Sibyolbi. Flower still on the high ground, not dealing with it. There's a nano boost on Namiro now. Great Earth Shatter. He gets two. Luna gonna get pinned immediately. Gambler in trouble too. He's gonna go down. And Lunatic with a great defensive effort here. Sibyolbi coming back with a whole hog though. Jaehong with the kill onto Flower. And they may be able to keep this push from coming in.
Missed that sleep dart.
Yeah, he's gonna need a bit more health. He lives! Whoa!
Got the kill. What the? That was a crazy play. Caught between a rock and a hard place.
Hashtag just Jaehong things, man.
And managed to get the kill and escape from that Roadhog.
Yeah.
So, huge play right there from Jaehong.
Very fortunate that health pack was there. It was just enough to keep him alive.
Wow, incredibly close, but that may buy them enough time. 20 seconds remaining, but Mako really could use that Graviton.
And we'll see if they capitalize off of this Graviton surge. The Transcendence has to be popped by Luna. Flower just on the high ground doing what he wants. Meanwhile, Eska, gets two. Looking for another one with that tack visor. Another big defensive hold for Lunatic High, and that is it. Overtime comes in, but it is going to tick away. And Lunatic High will hold and win Kings Row.
Wow, super impressive right there. Such clutch play. You can tell the level of mechanical ability on both of these teams is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, no kidding.
And amazing shots from Flower on that Hanzo, but they couldn't find the picks. Lunatic High fell back, played more defensively, and didn't give him any opportunities to really hit those arrows.
I mean, Miro just had a fantastic Earth Shatter, got both supports.
Yes, and crucial play. Who Are You had just died to a Sabiolbi hook. So they needed to make that play. Like, he killed Luna while Luna had the nano boost available. So the target selection was great. So they made great use of their own nano boost and got them enough time just to barely hold on. A lot of Jaehong signs in the audience today.
If I was in the audience, I'd have a Jaehong sign too. I can't blame him. Best Anna player, or easily one of the best out there.
I think best is pretty fair for Rhea Jaehong.
There's a couple other Annas that I'd put up on that tier. Yeah, Chips High absolutely in that category, but I think right now Jaehong may be on top. Well, we are all tied up 1-1, guys, in this best of 5. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, another action-packed map. Oh, this series is so good, Monty.
So good. Such a pleasure.
Love it. Well, don't go anywhere, guys. Apex returns right after this. Oh man, we are in the middle of an awesome best of 5, guys. Here on Apex Season 2 Luxury Watch Blue taking on Lunatic High, and they are all tied up. What an awesome best of 5 this has been already.
Jaehong really clutched it out a couple of times there on King's Row, starting with their attack when he managed to land the sleep dart onto the nano-boosted High Noon McCree, and then the 1v2 that he managed to engineer a victory out of after missing his sleep dart, which makes it even more incredible.
He just likes to play it on hard mode, you know? He's like, now
I don't need
greater
this.
difficulty. Yeah. It's not fun if they're taking a nap. Like Flowers Hanzo, too. We've seen so many great individual performances. Who Are You, of course, looking great on Genji. A lot of good stuff to talk about. Set 3. See what Luxury Watch Blue decides to pick for their assault map. It's going to be Temple of Anubis. All right. I want those big dog robots to start like walking around and stuff. That'd be awesome.
Do you like dog robots better than normal robots?
Well, I mean, if they're giant, like old Egyptian god motif dog robots, sure.
Anubis robots? He's actually a jackal, technically.
Yeah, I suppose. You are right. Can't argue with that. At the same time, that's the type of thing that only you would say. You know he's a jackal, right? Yes, Monte Cristo. Thank you. He's not a dog. He's a jackal.
I didn't. Hey, man. I just like to educate the people. What can I say?
Thank you. I feel educated as well. That's why I love casting with you. I feel like I learned something, you know?
You learned,
nice.
You learned about Anubis.
Educational and entertaining.
I try.
Yeah.
When I was in Egypt, though, I didn't see any dog robots, unfortunately, or even jackal robots.
Wow. See, I got you saying it too. All right, let's get into game number 3, see who takes the lead. Time to go to Temple of Jackal Robots. You know, it's funny, but Temple of Jackal Robots was actually the name of my '90s like depressing alt band.
Is that right?
Yeah, I can't believe that. Small world, you know. Well, here we are.
Did you wear Anubis costumes on stage?
We did. It was
nice.
It was great. We were really inspired by Stargate, you know, a great mid '90s film that came out. But this, whoa, what's going on? All right, let's watch Jaehong kill people.
Yeah, whatever, just kill everybody.
I love it. Yes, keep doing that forever, Jaehong.
I think he will.
I got a feeling.
Woohoo!
Tonight's gonna be no. I'm sorry. I should not. I don't usually. I haven't slept much lately. It's been tough. Well, Lunatic High on the defense here, starting things off. Luxury Watch Blue. Oh, failure. You're off the team. Oh wait, we don't have anyone to replace you with.
It's all right. They can find new people. Like, who are you? Zunba, the king of the Zarya boost, not being able to make it right there.
Yep.
It's all right. Eska successfully rocket boosted himself up there.
Rocket boost.
Helix rocket boosted. Yeah. Well, all right. So Mako going to be going on to the Diva. So pretty standard dive composition here for point A, the LW Blue staple.
Yeah. And all right, Flower on the Genji once more.
What a surprise.
Genji battle up on the high ground. Wow, that's epic.
Everybody just
was
reflecting,
second.
standing. Oh, nice
my.
grenade.
Yeah, sick biotic grenade coming in. Who are you picking up an easy kill?
Wow, it's just their communication is so impressive.
No
like, he was just waiting for that. You know what's going on in their comms.
Zumba.
Come on, man.
Zumba can't jump, apparently. Wow.
So yeah, it's just the communication that goes on, because you know that Jaehong's sitting there calling out the cooldown, and Who Are You is just waiting for that last dash.
Yep. Flower on the outside of the fight now, trying to work his way up to the high ground. Jaehong keeping people alive. There's Miro. Oh, speaking of people that can't jump, Jaina's not able to get up there with Winston. Oh no, Toby! Who Are You with the reflect? It looks like Lunatic has to back away. I think this might be a point A take for LW Blue if they keep this up.
Yeah, they're just trying to reset right now, get some poke down from the outside. Who Are You?
Yeah, They've got good positioning anyway.
Yeah, nobody's actually on the point right now. Finally, some members dropping down, but with that one kill, it has been hard for them to take it.
They're waiting for Janus to get back again.
Yeah.
Now they're going to go ahead and give the nano boost over to Miro. Has to use his shield for most of the time. Transcendence pop to LW Blue. They're committing. They really want this one. And we'll see if they get it. Miro not quite dead yet. Now going down, and Eska jumping down with the nano visor. Get some decent kills. Lunatic High fighting back with what they've got. Who are you? Still alive, but barely. Sibyolbi, they've got that sound barrier as well. It's going to be tough to dislodge him from the point right now.
Oh, it looked like D.Va actually ate that Zarya ult right there. Didn't see where it landed, so.
Oh, man.
A little bit tough. Mako may have made like a really crucial play.
Oh, they've bought some time. Miro's back on the Winston now. Who are you? Just keeping it alive, but now he's not anymore. And I think they're going to have to give up point A. I mean, this is something we see from Lunatic High and LW Blue sometime. Maybe overcommitting just a bit to that point A defense. Eska's going to be back in a few seconds, but he's going to have a little bit of struggle getting in position. Yeah, he's on the Mei, so he's okay.
Needs to swap over to the Mei. Had already used his attack visor, so not going to be coming up anytime soon, but this is a huge push from LW Blue. 4 ults.
Yeah, they're not wasting any time here as they go in. Flower with the Dragon Blade, not getting any kills, though. Janus, the one going down first, and Lunatic High fighting back in a big way. Flower gets a bit of revenge on Miro, but he finds himself kind of short-handed and tries to back off. Toby, a bit of a revenge kill.
Wow, they got such great value out of Toby's sound barrier right there. Had that not been effective, or had it been mistimed, there would have been a lot more damage done, and Flower just not coming up big with the Dragon Blade, so he's just going to flip right off, go on to the Zarya himself. A little bit of an awkward composition. LW Blue running with something that's very low damage, actually. Relying on triple tank and tracer is not something that you see very often.
Yeah. Sibyolbi is one of the better tracers we've got in the league. Playing the minigame, dodging incoming shots. Miro on the high ground there, just being annoying with that Winston.
His positioning on Winston is always so good. I mean, he plays above teams and just charges his ult so fast by tickling everybody with that Tesla cannon. Look at that. Ridiculous.
Wow, 90%, and trouble for the Ana. Miro dives back. He's got the primal rage though.
Get in your corner.
Take down Luna. Gets the kill. No escape from that. Miro needs a bit of help. Jaehong happy to give it to him. And he's right back on top. Goodbye, Janus. Reinhardt just staring into the corner there, accepting his fate, I guess. And another easy hold. Strike a pose. Now die.
Yeah, I think Flower just needs to get off this Zarya. Yes, you have the Big Bang combo eventually, but considering he swapped over to it, however, if you don't have ult combos, if you don't have Graviton, LW Blue's composition, again, it just doesn't do very much damage, right? You're so reliant on Graviton Surge to set up for a self-destruct or to set up for a Pulse Bomb. And when you just swapped onto that Zarya, you're basically saying we're going to take a couple of minutes to even really get rolling.
Very true. LW Blue advancing now. Sleep Dart not connecting. Throws the Biotic Grenade up there too. A bit of a risky throw. Doesn't really get a whole lot out of that. Hero a bit low up on top there, or Mako rather, a bit low on top of the D.Va. Alright, this is Wilby's moment. He needs to land this. Backs off. Couldn't find the Pulse Bomb.
I don't think he wants to until Flower actually gets closer to that Graviton. Maybe he could get Jaehong, but he's going to miss.
Oh, man. I feel like he had a wide open shot on the Zimba there, and it didn't work out. Jaehong just dodging around the pillar. You just can't kill this guy. You can kill Miro, though, I guess. They're going to use the Graviton Surge. Lunatic High still defending.
But see, that's the problem, Doa. Who is actually, unless you have a lot of burst via the ultimate, you just don't have enough damage to finish people off. Tracer on her own has a hard time dealing and actually getting people, 100 to 0.
Man, LW Blue just looks like they have no chance at all. Lunatic High's defense on this point has been great, but I mean, they've shown us that in the past they've been a team that's very comfortable defending on point B on Temple of Anubis. Miro looks so good, of course, on that Winston. Eska, known for his Mei on point 2 on Temple of Anubis. Who are you now? Really making a name for himself in this Genji.
I'm Bati.
Who are you?
Who are you now?
We're very forgetful casters today. Who are you now?
Who are you, man?
It's a season of silly names here in Apex.
Absolutely. Well, that's what I love about esports. It's always the season of silly names.
Korean esports especially. All right. Here comes the push. Eska's got the wall ready to block people. Who are you getting in the back lines? Luna taken out. That's already out of the way. Whoa, and who are you? Gets 3 with the Dragon Blade. Lunatic again. Super strong defense. LW Blue's going to come back at it with probably 6 ultimates very soon. As soon as Sibielbi finishes off his, but
what are 6 ultimates going to do? That's the thing, is that, okay, so they've managed to land a Graviton Surge. Well, a lot of the players on Lunatic have a way of getting out of that, or you just toss down the Blizzard and nullify it, right?
Yeah.
There's just very few options for actually getting kills. If Sibielbi's on somebody, well, you got Zarya shields, you have Ice Block, you know, you could jump out of the way. Ana, even in that 1v1, she throws a grenade at her feet, it's over.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm really disappointed, I think, by LW Blue's team composition choice here. I don't see how it works.
Well, hasn't been working quite yet. Here's another opportunity. They're going in. Flower looking for that Graviton Surge. He's going to drop it down. Where's the follow-up? Sound barriers coming in on both sides. Going to block a lot of the damage coming in from the Tracer ultimate. Eska, meanwhile, drops a Blizzard. He's going to get dropped by an Earth Shatter at the same time. Lunatic trying to stay alive, fighting for their lives. Miro pops Mecha out of the Diva suit. Looks like Lunatic may be okay. They've got the respawns coming in too. Eska very low. LW Blue on the point. Ooh, smack down. Didn't quite have the cooldown up in time. Lunatic fighting for their lives, but look at that. They've got Toby way up on the high ground, and there's been no time built at all by LW Blue. Toby, the hero Lucio again.
He's coming around the side, too. They're still looking for this. May is back up with the wall.
Booping people off of there as well. About 15 seconds left for LW Blue to make something happen here. And Toby taking his position on the high ground. Oh, I love it. You can even wall ride backwards now in this new patch. It's dirty. It's so dirty. LW Blue, only Sibielbi's ultimate to try to use this with. I don't think it's going to be working, though. Sibielbi coming in.
Missed.
Doesn't get the stick. Yeah, Luna going down. That's not the Ana that they wanted to see die there. Sibielbi does get the kill onto Toby. Playing it very tricky here. There's a Graviton Surge from LW Blue, but they're right in the Blizzard from Eska. He got it just in time. Overtime ticking away. A long, protracted fight here. But that is going to be about it, and Lunatic holds strong.
I just am not surprised, though. I think that was really stubborn. I've seen a lot of stubbornness. If there's one complaint about this series, stubbornness in terms of team compositions. First it was from Lunatic on Oasis, and now really is from LW Blue on that last point. That comp simply is not going to work very well against the Mei, against what Lunatic was running. Too many ways to just make sure they don't take the damage from Tracer. So where does that put you? It puts you as super reliant on the Graviton Surge and Pulse Bomb or Self-Destruct combo, but catching the Genji, catching all these mobile or heroes that can simply wall off from a Diva ult or something like that. Plus, it was executed poorly. LW Blue at the start of that last fight that ended up being the overtime battle, they just sort of threw the mech in there, threw the self-destruct in without actually going for the Gravitons first. So, like, not a great comp, not a great execution.
Man. And talk about who are you. What a great start this guy has had in the league, and he's really, really young too, but the booth, the pressure just has not seemed to affect this kid at all.
Yeah, it's one of those times again, though, that he played a good Genji, but he looks really good because there was nobody who could kill him on the side of LW Blue. It's just kind of...
That's fine. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Kind of awkward, so I'll see LW Blue here coming through with a very tanky defensive quad tank, actually. That's really rare for LW Blue to run quad tank.
Well, Gambler just kind of checking things out, but Miro showing off that Sombra, and you got a feeling that he's probably going to swap. So a little bit of misinformation from Lunatic.
We'll see if he swaps.
I think he's going to. I'd be shocked if he stayed on that. I mean, yeah, Symmetric can work just fine on Point A Temple of Anubis, but Miro's not the person I think we'd see playing.
Aska's back on the Widowmaker at least, so we'll be seeing something a little bit interesting.
Oh, that was so close. Nearly had a good line on the Gambler there.
Yeah, had a couple shots there, missed him.
Yeah. Were you back on the Genji, of course? I sound like a crazy person whenever I say his name, but that's just esports.
Taking everything out of context here.
Yep. He's just doing so much damage. Look at that. Ult half built already. He's just finding such great ways to build the ultimate. That Reinhardt shield's getting a little bit low. Ooh, close calls. Aska nearly picking off Luna there.
This is just a shooting gallery. There is literally nothing LW Blue can do against Eska's Widowmaker.
Well, how do you...
They can't kill him at all.
Wow. And I think Zumba just saved Who Are You there, too, with a well-timed Zarya shield. Very low, but he's going to stay alive. And Lunatic High crushes point A. Man, the teamwork from these guys is just stellar.
That's so rough. I say things like, oh, they have Mei, the Widowmaker, the Pharah is really good. Well, at least you can sort of shoot a Widowmaker with Mei. Who was supposed to kill that Widowmaker? There is basically no option, right? If you're running like Diva, Winston, Reinhardt, Zarya, you don't have a choice. That's going to flip to the Reaper now.
You can try.
This is great against quad tank. What do you say? Yeah. It's a good switch.
It's good against triple tank as well. I think the Widowmaker can work on point 2. It's a little bit harder to make it work, obviously, but in this situation, Eska should be pretty comfortable with the Reaper.
Yeah, especially considering he'll just be nano boosted immediately.
Who Are You almost has his ultimate built up. Flower, meanwhile, trying to push Lunatic High back as best he can. Does get the kill onto Who Are You, actually. Eska finishes him off in response. And Lunatic High is still pushing forward. They've got 3 ults to work with. They can maybe make a go at this, but I think they want to play this one a bit safer.
I'm a bit surprised that we didn't see the Nano Blade combo come out.
It's going to come out soon, I think. Well, Zumba rather, will getting the Nano Boost, and he's going to get a good Graviton Surge as well. LW Blue. Could have been worse for them. They do have more members survive than I thought they were going to get in the end.
That was huge overcommitment from Lunatic High. So when they were inside the cavern on the left side, inside the room, they basically just sat there and Who Are You? They decided that they weren't going to pull Dragon Blade. They weren't going to use the Nano Boost, even though they had that ult advantage.
Yeah.
And then they recommitted, and Zumba was only at about 50% energy when he decided to use his ult, and they Nano Boosted him instead. So it's a bit of a waste right there with Who Are You going down so early. There was basically no chance that push was going to work. Luna's going to be on the Sombra now.
Yeah, if you can hack that bottom health pack, it does make it a lot tougher for teams to have sort of a protracted fight on this point. So she certainly does work. Who Are You coming in from the side now? And there's a couple low tanks there for Lunatic High to maybe capitalize on, but with Miro going down, they do have to kind of back off.
And you are going to see a lot more support players playing Sombra. You'll see people drop down to single support, especially on maps like this, like you say. You deny that health pack, it comes up about every 4 to 5 seconds with the big health pack, and it's really useful for your own team as well.
Yeah, you just slowly hack all the health packs on the point, as you can see, and like you mentioned in an earlier map, that's a good way to get effective healing as if you were a support, while at the same time providing this DPS threat. So you'll be sneaking around the back. Gets found out though. Here comes Lunatic High coming into the side. They're going to go ahead and use the Nano Blade. Who Are You looking for targets? Not finding him though.
Yes,
oh wow,
hacked.
going to get EMP'd, yeah. Or hacked. I believe that was
EMP.
That was the EMP, yep. Look for a little bit more. There's the reflect. Ooh, wow. Flower going to survive because of that sound barrier, I believe.
Yeah, just very close to going down right there. Yeah, going to finish him off. The health back wasn't up for him.
That's rough, man. Who Are You trying to make this fight his own.
from Lunatic High.
You can see that Discord orb, though, causing a lot of problems for Lunatic High on the defense right now. Flower, you know, it's hard to sit there and free fire with the orb on you.
Attack visor is up for Eska, so looking for that opportune time to use it. Jaehong taking out a Tracer there. Getting a little bit of revenge for his early death with a nice pick of his own.
Wow, Lunatic High really forcing LW Blue pretty far back right now. Looks like they're going to take the high ground.
And taking the long way up right now. Mako on the Diva, just so they have some opportunity to contest shuttle.
Yep. Eska's still up there. Who are you? Bouncing around the side here. And whoa, nice boop from Toby. Kind of disrupting the offense there a little bit. Or a lot bit, really.
Yeah, Kemba tried to get out. Miro ties to a pulse bomb.
Yeah, that's attack visor, though, I think, used by Eska. We'll see if he picks anything up. Zimba, meanwhile, finds Sebiobi. LW Blue has to back away. The Transcendence, not enough to save Flower. And who are you? Looking for a few more targets.
Actually, working through that Transcendence is extremely impressive. And during this entire time, Lunatic High has not had to give up shuttle or the high ground whatsoever, so it's making it quite easy for Eska to do some good work.
Yeah, I mean, this is starting to be a really good defense for Lunatic High.
I think it's time for Sabiobi to maybe get off this Tracer now. The Tracer is not going to be very effective at dislodging what's going on with this team composition.
Maybe swapping to something like a McCree. We'll see. Sticking with it for the moment, anyway.
Trying to all in on the shuttle right now. Zumba looking for that angle to get the Graviton off. Waiting for his teammates, going to come right onto the shuttle, actually.
Yeah, on the other side of the shuttle, so it would be a little bit harder to absorb, but really no follow-up from Lunatic High coming in. They're going to have to drop the sound barrier to survive this fight. Sebiobi gets a kill on the Miro, though. Who are you? Does take out Luna, which helps a lot. There's a lot of healing reduced. And having to back away, but he is pretty charged up right now.
Yeah, they've got a really good crossfire going on in the payload also. Sebiobi trying to disrupt that in the shuttle with Ryu Jae-hong.
Oh, down so low. Oh, he manages to grenade himself. Has to be careful. You just cannot kill this guy, apparently. He's still alive. Are you kidding me? Oh, he gets him! Oh, Zumba coming in for the assist at the end, but another heroic play with Jaehong. Wow.
Earth Shatter going to be blocked right there, too, so nothing really going the way of LW Blue as Jaehong once again manages to slip out of a sticky situation.
He's an agile senior citizen.
Ryu Jae-hong, the jumping grandma.
Yep.
Leaping grandma, is that better?
Leaping grandma, I don't know. Galloping grandma? Who knows? Sebiobi now in a 1v1 with Eska. It's Crouch City. Oh. Eska couldn't crouch quite fast enough. Jaehong just putting Reinhardt to sleep, waking back up again. There's a Transcendence now. Who are you again trying to cut through it? Finds Gambler, actually, as Lunatic High fights back. LW Blue still not able to quite push it all the way.
Who are you still looking for that kill? Oh. Luna will fall to attack visor in the end. And this hold has been so good from Lunatic High. Maybe coming to an end. Yeah. However, they bought a lot of time, considering they rolled over and died on point one so incredibly quickly. Their setup on Route Shuttle has been pretty solid.
Yeah. Sound barrier coming in at the very end. Sebiobi looking for the kill onto Miro. Can't quite find it, though.
Actually, a pretty big waste of that pulse bomb.
Yeah. They had just gotten the point. Yeah, I think he probably should have saved that for a bigger fight as they roll forward here on point 3.
I mean, realistically, you're just giving the supports ult charge if you make a move like that. So
very true.
Not the best use. Head back. Nano Boost is available.
Yep.
And we have the Graviton Surge to take a look at as well. Here we go. Nope. Find what he's looking for that time.
Yeah, I don't want to fire that into the defensive matrix there. Playing it a little bit safer, Zimba.
Huryu was trying to get his Dragon Blade off of that Nano Boost, but couldn't find enough damage, so he'll be sitting at 100%. That may come back to haunt them a little bit later because they couldn't commit and really chain that Nano Boost into an effective Dragon Blade.
We'll see. All right, self-destruct. And no kills from that. Graviton Surge used by Lunatic High. They're going in now. Who are you with the Dragon Blade? Gets Luna, gets Flower, looking for another one. Trying to find one onto Gambler, and he will go down. And the salute at the end. Who are you? Just wrecking people on Genji.
Yeah, used so many of their ultimates right there, though.
Oh, yeah.
4 of them actually committed over the last couple of fights. So LW Blue got a lot of options coming up for what they need to do in terms of getting their ult economy on point and make sure this payload keeps pushing. But with only 2 minutes remaining, they've got a couple shots at best.
Yep. Pretty decent push coming in there. Transcendence available. Pulse Bomb. Janice is going to have Earth Shatter soon. Flower can probably build up to his attack visor in the near future. Gotta be careful. You're backing away. That shield getting a little bit low. Lunatic high, having to cede the high ground over to LW Blue.
Yeah, this is really dangerous for them too. They can't defend, and Luna's actually just going to pick one up. Great move onto the high ground right there. Making sure they get the pick before they drop down and try and move that payload a little bit further forward. Now, you see Flower retaking the high ground. He's going to get the attack visor off. That's a free kill onto Eska.
Man. And Jaehoon dying right as he gets his ultimate up. They could have really used that nano boost right about now. Flower, no way to deal with him on the high ground. Earthshatter comes in. There's the Transcendence for LW Blue. Nice sleep dart, but it was already, maybe a little bit too late as LW Blue keeps pushing forward. Where you gets a kill onto Flower, though, so maybe they can start turning things around. Oh, Dragon Blade, though, shut down by Luna on that Zenyatta.
Absolutely should not have used the Dragon Blade right there. I mean, he was trying to get a reset in and try and do something, but he was way too low and ends up sort of just throwing it away. Resets his ult to 0, even as his teammates were coming in. If he had had it for a possible respawn here, it would have worked out a lot better.
Well, Maywall, Eska tries to get on the point, immediately dies before he can throw down the ice block, and that is it. Lunatic High will be able to, or will not be able to prevent LW Blue from taking 3 points on Gibraltar.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it was going to be hard after that initial push that we saw was so successful from LW Blue onto point A.
It's a long hold in shuttle, but
it was a long hold in the hangar, but unfortunately hard to make up for such a quick first point.
Yeah, seems that way. Well, Lunatic High. Really a tall order for them to come back and take 3 points themselves on Gibraltar.
Really good play around the high ground, though, on that last push by LW Blue. Making a very deliberate advance, get the initial pick, and then move that shuttle up, have Flower reposition for that attack visor on the bridge.
Yeah.
Just calculated and a very clean team movement.
So let's see what Lunatic High has for offense. Well, I think we all know what Who Are You is going to play. Eska over on the Tracer again, and Lunatic High, in a true Lunatic High fashion, have decided to go full dive, it looks like.
Absolutely. No. Control the high ground here. This map is so rewarding for these kind of dive compositions because you could just jump from platform to platform very easily. There's tons of verticality on all the points on this map, so being able to quickly attack the high ground becomes a very high priority for most teams.
So LW Blue on the defense now. Sibyolbi on that Roadhog, which we've seen him pick up a lot more lately. Flower, no surprise to see him on the Soldier 76. Pretty standard triple tank stuff coming out of LW Blue. Triple tank and 76.
Toby at least feigning that Hanzo now. Sonic Arrow is going to come out.
All right, Jaehoon on the Zenyatta too this time around. Typical with the, Sibyolbi takes a nap. But yeah, you do see that Zenyatta more often on dive comps now. It's easier to keep people healed with that Orb of Harmony than trying to shoot fast-moving targets.
It's also getting the Orb of Discord, and just if you have really good target selection, of course, teams like Lunatic High and LW Blue do, you can burst very quickly with the Tracer.
He's great for a lot of reasons.
Everybody loves Zenyatta.
Oh yeah, well that's not true, but I really love Zenyatta.
Oops, Sabiolbi manages to find a kill onto Who Are You right there, and that's going to force Eska to drop off. They lose control of that high ground, at least temporarily.
Lunatic High may have a little bit harder time pushing the payload for the moment. Eska, though, able to fight back, and a good amount of ult charge with that little skirmish with Flower.
Flower going to come around and reposition on the far side of the first point. The rest of them playing in server right now. Flower's actually in a very vulnerable position, all by himself at the moment, so.
Can be, yeah. Sibyolbi having to back away, gets taken down. Who Are You claims that kill. Backs away, needs to be a little bit careful here. Now going after Luna. Luna goes down. This is the push Lunatic High has been looking for. They lost a couple themselves, and the payload, nobody's moving it right now. They're just fighting.
Yeah, they need to clear out these other members first before they can actually push the payload. They're too vulnerable. Flower repositioned, walked all the way back into the back of server just to help pick up some kills right there after things were...
Oh, wow, that was a close call.
Turning a little bit south. Who Are You is going to pick it up with a dash.
Yeah. Who are you? Speaking of picking up some kills, gets 3. And Lunatic Eye, now that payload is moving, gets 4 in the end, though. Wow.
I think that positioning was not great from LW Blue. When you have the soldier on the high ground and everybody else is retreating into server, you can't, if they just collapse into server like we saw Lunatic High do, there's no sightline for the soldier, and he has to sprint all the way back into the room, and even then he's going to be pretty vulnerable.
Man, ultra aggressive diving from Lunatic High just to bust up the defense of LW Blue before it really even gets going, and they've claimed the high ground. They may make this a pretty short hanger phase.
Yeah, who are you showing up for sure on that Genji so far?
I'm Doa. I always show up to these casts.
That's right. You're always here.
You're the one who hasn't been showing up sometimes.
Hey, not my fault.
Lunatic Eye with a couple kills there. And Eska trying to capitalize on that Discord orb. Meanwhile, who are you going after Flower? Wow. And Lunatic Eye, man, just rolling through this so fast. Another kill on the Gambler. Nobody can stop this Genji right now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Nobody can. And Lunatic High, they basically didn't even have to use an ult to win that fight. LW Blue's been trickling in one by one, not having a very effective attack because Lunatic High has taken all of the positional advantages. And LW Blue, they really don't seem to know where to defend on this map.
Now, who are you defending the low ground incursion from LW Blue? They're running in there with the
my.
sound barrier. Whoa, Graviton Surge. It's a cataclysm, and Lunatic High capitalizing on it. 2 at the end with the Dragon Blade for Who Are You? And man, they just cut them apart with a wombo combo, and there's point B.
Wow. I mean, you know they have all those ultimates. Jae-Hong just...
All right, well, that kind of took the wind out of the sails there, but hey, they got point B, so...
Just a little bit, but, you know, Gambler and Luna going down there right at the end. So, Cart is still pushing forward, and they've got a lot of time, 4.5 minutes, and who are you, man? I just
I'm Noah. Hi.
Damn it.
Nice to meet you. It's going to happen all season, isn't it?
It is just every time, unfortunately.
We got to make this kid change his name. He's young. We can make it happen. Lunatic Eye, diving deep. Subiolbi getting in the back lines. Really wants to get that kill on Zenyatta. Jae-Hong fighting. Oh, he can't quite do it. Losing a rare duel there. And LW Blue pushing back. Lunatic High is going to have to take a break.
So he's got to be a little more cautious right here. Or he's going to get mowed down. Subiolbi.
Oh, okay then. Eska with 2 on the Tracer. If you include the Diva suit, anyway. And
I
Daiku.
Diva suit.
Ryu going in. James did go down. Pulse bomb from Eska really helped that one out. The payload is moving. And now they're guarding the spawns. Oh, wow.
Spamming the doors. Who are you? Not very close to that Dragon Blade, though.
Yeah.
Blow up Gambler as he tries to get on the payload. They're doing everything they can to slow this one down.
Ryu had to wait out the photon bomb.
All right, so tac visor up.
Not doing a whole lot. Flower just not able to quite do it from that angle. You're really low, though. Oh, the Transcendence comes in a little bit too late. Luna lands that Biotic Grenade, and Who Are You has to pull out the Dragon Blade. They've got people locked up, and that's going to be more than a couple. Toby even getting in on the action. And Sound Barrier at the very end of the fight should ensure that Lunatic High pushes this with a 3-minute left. Well, goodbye, Zimba. 2 from Subiolbi. A little bit of revenge at the end there, but that's 3 minutes in the time bank now for Lunatic High.
And on these escort maps, that is so huge. I mean, we're basically going to have to see an immense effort from LW Blue in overtime if they are going to actually make this work.
Yep.
Back certainly against the wall right now is Lunatic High really looking like the more dominant team this evening.
Well, if you just look at the individual mechanical play from both of these teams, Lunatic High has really been like at their absolute best today.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think some of the LW Blue strategic decisions have been interesting. You know, I also think playing Gibraltar was maybe not a great plan from them based on how well Miro and Who Are You have been doing on this Winston and this Genji, which we expect. But this is such an awesome map for Winston and Genji that when we think about the other choice they have, which is Dorado, Dorado doesn't reward dive comps as much because there's less verticality, there's less options. It's more about controlling choke points, especially on that first point, right?
Jalen always looks really surprised whenever we put the camera on him. He's like, did I just really kill that Tracer 1v1?
It's 2v1ing people, 1v1ing people.
Like, I guess I'm just that good.
Winning all the duels tonight.
All right, 1 minute for LW Blue to push this payload. Let's see how far they can go. Lunatic High on the verge. Oopsie, Sabiolbi dropping down. It's okay, he can still come around the high ground that way, but not what they wanted to start with.
Yeah, Lunatic High playing a traditional defense. They're not trying to stop them before car wash. They're very confident that with their 2.5 minute advantage that they have on the clock, that they're going to be able to do more. Playing this very methodically.
Wow, Muro going pretty deep here. That was not quite as methodical maybe, but he's alive for the moment. Sabiolbi trying to capitalize on that overcommitment. A little bit of overextension from Muro, but he gets out for now. That payload's moving, though.
I mean, it's so hard to kill Muro because of the way his team coordinates around him with Zarya bubbles and the way he times his jumps with those Zarya bubbles to really get in the back line.
Sabiolbi trying to get in the back lines as well, but he'll get taken out. Muro with the kill as he lands. And oh, who are you in the back lines? Luna goes down. There goes Gambler, and that's got to be the end of it, man. 5 seconds left. And it's going to be tough for LW Blue to keep this going in OT. Everyone's so low, and that's it. Overtime starts, but nobody's close enough, and Lunatic High will full hold very easily.
Absolutely. Barely getting the cart through car wash, too.
Yeah.
That is going to be pretty easy for Lunatic High. There is going to have to be an insane, absolutely nuts hold from LW Blue to have the series go to a 5th game.
Yeah, the pressure's on now. LW Blue having to come up with some sort of monster defense because, yeah, like you said, that payload barely even got through car wash.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting, too, is since if we see Lunatic High win here, this group is still pretty wide open.
Yeah.
Dealing LW Blue that loss after they came out so strong and won that match 3-1 against Misfits to start their season of Apex.
That said, a 3-1 and then or 3-0 rather in their first match, and then a 3-1 for Lunatic High potentially puts them in a really good spot game score-wise to hold on to first place in this group.
Yeah, it would be hard to imagine them not taking first place in this group with that kind of record.
Yeah.
Of course, that Misfits game still coming up.
Yep. And good little bit of revenge, too, coming in from Lunatic High after losing the IEM Gyeonggi Finals. 1-3 to LW Red/Blue, now coming back and perhaps 3-1ing them in a match themselves.
Although, crucially, with Zunba and Who Are You now, so
yeah,
like there have been roster changes since that tournament.
True enough. Still, revenge is revenge. You can't take that from them. Here we go. The hold begins.
So how far forward is LW Blue going to play this? How aggressive are they going to be in their defense? Because they don't have very much room to work with at all.
Where are you? Pushing the top. This guy's name, I can't take it.
Who am I pushing, Noah?
Stop pushing people. You're very rude.
I'm not pushing anybody right now.
That's it. Payload almost there already. Lunatic High pushing in. Jaehong gets a kill onto Flower already. That is insane. What a pick for Jaehong.
And another one, Noah picks one up with the grenade.
Sabiolbi, that's right.
Support time here.
No kidding. Supportal combat, a whole new definition of the term. Eska looking to finish things up, and that payload almost there. So close. Gambler goes down. Mako goes down. The payload should start to move as soon as Flower's taken out, and that'll be it. Sabiolbi coming in on the Tracer. Drops the pulse bomb, and it's not enough. And Lunatic High will win this match 3-1.
Really well played by them tonight.
Yeah.
Definitely the underdogs coming into this match after having 2 of their players retire, but they come out strong. The crowd, still the fan favorites here, Lunatic High are. And they're just going crazy.
Wow. Well, I gotta say, if you had any concerns about Lunatic High, after that best of 5, I don't think you should really have those concerns too much anymore.
Well, they came into this. Remember, their most played composition this tournament, their first match, was Genji, Tracer, D.Va, and Winston.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had some different players come in, but this dive style they were running on the last patch is just beautifully suited to play on the new patch.
Yeah.
So they've had to make very few adjustments.
Yep. Well, that's a win. And I didn't see quite who was at the bottom, but whatever. You know who won. It's Lunatic High. 3-1 victory over LW Blue. LW Blue, looking, I got to say, a little bit off their game maybe tonight. Some positional errors on the individual level. They just couldn't seem to keep up with Lunatic High.
Yeah, and some compositional errors, too. I keep going to this, but I really didn't like what they were doing on Anubis. I think that was a pretty big mistake on how they were attacking point 2. So, tough times, but Lunatic High with a Good win. Took them a while to get rolling there, losing that first map Oasis, but crushing it ever since.
Yeah. And you just can't say enough about how well Zunba and Who Are You are fitting into this team. I mean, Who Are You is just such an insanely good Genji player. Just looks unstoppable. And Zunba, you know, we knew already from the Overwatch World Cup at BlizzCon last year how well he worked with these players on this team, and he has just not missed a beat since then with these guys.
Well, it's also that perhaps one of the things with Lunatic High is, you know, we've seen Who Are You play a lot of Genji and some Soldier. We don't really know how deep his hero pool is right now.
Yeah.
Zunba also a player that plays almost exclusively Zarya, but when you can execute so well, and both of these heroes are so powerful in the current meta, they could just run it 24/7.
I mean, no doubt, this is a team that is extremely powerful because of the meta,
yes,
as much as it is because of their individual skill. And you got to wonder what's going to happen, because at some point, somebody's going to figure out how to handle the dive. And when that happens, that's when Lunatic High is going to be really tested. But you know, I think when that does happen, there are things they can fall back on. They've got triple tank. They can play some 2-2-2. We'll see. It's going to be an interesting season going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, wonderfully done from Lunatic High. Group
Yep.
B continues to be very exciting